Good morning, everyone. Today we are here to see and understand how to study for your academic year 2023-24 for the subject English. And before starting that one, let me introduce myself. I am Mrs. Smita Rajhans, HOD of English Department, Dnyanada English School, Pokhari, Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar. I am your English teacher first of all. Now, what exactly we are going to do today? Today, the subject that we study is English language literature. Actually, there are two subjects CBSE has preferred, that is English communicative and English language literature. And for us, we follow English language literature. The code for English language literature is 184. So in this PPT, we are going to focus on the key points that are board examination preparations for the year and board exam paper writing. How to write and attempt the paper, that also we are going to see in detail here. First of all, how to study English language literature. Any language is based on reading, writing, speaking and listening skills. As much you listen, you'll be able to speak. The question paper that you are going to attempt for the term 2 examination, that will be based on your reading skills and writing skills. Thinking also, critical thinking also, it's going to focus on. And the ASLs that we have, assessments for speaking and listening, so that we are going to conduct in the school atmosphere, and there we are going to test your speaking skills and listening skills. So whole language literature is the combination of reading, writing, speaking and listening. In detail, when we'll discuss the paper pattern, then we'll discuss about these skills in this PPT presentation. For the whole academic year, what you need to do? You need to schedule for the whole year. Now there are very few months remaining, and for that few months, if you schedule, yes, I'm going to study for half an hour. I'm not asking you more time. One day, half hour, it's more than sufficient for English. But plan in a way you should be able to complete your reading in that period. You should be able to complete your grammar practice, writing skill also. 10 minutes also if you give, so that will be beneficial for you. And one more resolution that you need to make to study English language literature is, I am going to read the lesson every day. The textbooks you have, you are going to read that one daily. Okay, and you should be aware, or you should be knowing the paper pattern and the syllabus for the term 2 examination. And it's a continuous process. It's not one day task and overnight you will study and you'll get the marks. It's not that one. So you need to practice regularly. Okay, and one more thing is going to help you a lot, that is, if you will solve the papers, previous year's sample papers, each subject for English, if you will speak about, if you will solve 10 to 15 papers previous years, and that which are easily available on any site, if you just put sample papers in Google, we teachers are always best resource for that. We'll also give you the papers, and if you'll solve that one, so that is going to be beneficial for you. Then next is time management. Time management for the year, time management during the paper. 3 hours are given, 15 minutes you need to focus in the question paper. Reading of the question paper is very, very essential. You should be able to read with a silent and peaceful mind the question paper. Then you will be able to attempt all the questions in a successful manner. Stay focused and healthy. What happens now, we don't take care of our health and other things, and we don't be focused. What exactly, how many marks you require? I want 95 marks, I want 80 marks, I want 99 and a half. Make your target, set your target and be healthy. Have your food on time and be healthy. So these all things together if you work on, so these all things are going to help you to attempt the paper in a successful manner. Now the pictures you're seeing on the screen are very well known books for you, but for the students who may have not gone through, or those who are studying from home, remote areas and all, for them I just have, or you also should know this one just to revise the things. the books you have, these two books you have. Apart from this, one more book you have, that is Words and Expressions Part 2, which we have attempted in 9th standard also. Part 1 was there for 9th and Part 2 is for 10th standard. This first flight is your textbook and Footprints Without Feet is your reader book. So the portion for first flight is, there are 9 units in this. The last year's books, those who have old books, in that they must be having 100 dresses. Both the parts have been deleted this year. Apart from that, all the lessons are there, which includes a letter to God lesson, and in that there are 2 poems, A Dust of Snow, Fire and Ice. Then unit 2. In this way, all the units, all the text, all the units, they have one text, one poem, or only there is a third unit which has 2 prose and 2 poetries. And unit 5, Glimpses of India, has 3 chapters, 3 prose and 1 poetry. Proposal is the one which is a drama, which will be there in the book, course book. Next is your reader book. In that also you have 9 chapters. Earlier there were 10, but this year you have 9 chapters in that. Okay, these all are very beautiful and nice model giving stories, and that are value based questions you will need to attempt on these books. Okay. Now the paper pattern, as I told you, now we know for the whole year we need to study, we need to be focused, but before that we should be able to know the paper pattern. So what is the paper pattern that you are going to attempt for term 2 examination? That is, first question will be discursive passage, which will be based on MCQs, 10 marks paper it will be, 10 marks passage it will be. Then second one will be factual case study passage, where they'll give you data, graphs, studies, it may be numericals, numbers and all, and that will be again MCQs, okay, which will also be of 10 marks. So 2 passages, 10 marks each. Okay, then writing skills. Writing skills is for, there are 4 types of letters you need to attempt or you need to study. That is letter to editor, then letter of inquiry, letter of order and letter of complaint. These are the 4 which you need to study, and in the examination any 2 will be given and you will have to attempt any one. Next is analytical paragraph, which is very a creative writing skill method, where you will have graphs and all data will be provided, and you will have to write the paragraph in 100 to 120 words. Okay, the next question is question number 5, grammar. In that they include 3 types of questions. Fill in the blanks, maybe for 3 marks, error and correction for 4 marks, and reported speech will be for 3 marks. And these will also be in MCQ pattern. All these questions also they give you the options, and whichever you feel more suitable one, you should be able to answer that one, and you should answer it in a confident manner. Then comes literature section, which is for 40 marks. The above part till question number 5 are 40 marks, they include 40 marks, and literature part is for 40 marks. So first question in literature, it comes question number 6. In that they include 2 bits, A and B. They give you passages. You will have to attempt any one out of that, A or B. Don't get confused in that. Question number 6, any one you need to attempt. Question number 7 also, it is in question number 6 they ask you prose, and question number 7 they mostly ask you poetry or drama. So poetry or drama, that is based on, again these 2 questions are, question number 6 and 7 are MCQ type questions. They give you the options, you need to select the most appropriate option and answer it. Now from question number 8 it comes short answer type questions, where it is based on your study for the whole academic year, what you study from the textbooks that previously we have seen, First Flight and Footprints Without Feet. On that it is based on. Question number 8 is short answer type questions from First Flight. There they give you 6 questions, and out of them you will have to answer any 4. Each question will carry 3 marks, and which will be of 12 marks. Then question number 9 will be short answer questions from Footprints, your reader book, where they'll give you 4 questions and you'll have to answer any 2. It will be for 6 marks, 3 marks for each. Then question number 10 will be long answer type question from First Flight. You'll have to attempt any one. They'll give you 2, you'll have to attempt any one. that will be for 6 marks, one question. Same it is for read a book, that is question number 11, long answer type questions, footprints, any one you will have to attempt, and that will be for 6 marks. So overall this is 80 marks question paper. 20 marks you have internal and your ASL, assessment for speaking and listening. Okay, this is the overall paper pattern. Now for each and every question, how to study and how to be prepared, that we'll see in detail now. So section 1, that is reading section. So these are questions based on the given passage. Okay, discursive passage composed of thoughts, views, opening to test your capability to infer, evaluation and vocabulary. How is your vocabulary, how you can interfere, or how you can understand the things that they test you. Then second one is case based factual passages, is based on verbal or visual inputs such as data, chart, etc. to test your analysis and interpretations. Okay, what exactly did you understand through that graph and all? They ask you the questions. Mostly the students face difficulty in this case study based only, because the information which is given, it is in the graph form, chart form or data form. So you need to practice more for this. We'll be sending you or sharing many papers based on this one. Okay, there are a number of papers available. Apart from that also the papers will be given, and you should be studying this one. More practice you will do, it will be easy for you. Okay, then understand the central. If you are studying this one, it may be discursive, it may be case study based. If you notice what they ask you to answer the question based on your understanding. So understand it first, understand the central idea of the paragraph first. Okay, and one more I'll give you quick remedy, or we can say quick learning method. That is, if you will study questions first. See, 15 minutes are given for your reading part, right? So to read the paper they give you 15 minutes, and 15 minutes are too much. Okay, thoroughly if you will read the paper, 80 marks paper, that are sufficient. So what you have to do, you just have to go through the questions first. Okay, that is the second point. Skim through the questions and then read the passage. If you remember in the class also I have told you, okay, first read the questions, then go to the passage, read the passage, and then quickly you'll be able to solve the questions, right? Because all the questions are objective questions. Options are given, right? You have the answers, you just have to point out. And whenever you are reading that one, you should be ticking that one. You should tick the answers, correct answers, and your answers. While reading only, your passages are done. So why to waste time in that? Okay. So first read the questions, read the passage, and read the questions to pick the answers, right? Okay. Read the entire question. Don't be in hurry, right? Be calm, be quiet. Read the whole question, because the questions may be tricky sometimes, right? You miss the questions, not, never, negative words, or which is not the suitable one. That type of questions you may misinterpret. So for that reason, read the entire questions very nicely. Think and answer in your mind first. First you think, the answer I am writing, is it correct? I have studied it very nicely and all. So is it correct? Then answer it. Eliminate the incorrect answer and select the best answer. Sometimes you get confused. So what you should do? This may not be the correct one. This may not be the correct one. This may not be which is remaining. So it is the proper one which can give the correct answer of that. So in that way also you can go for few questions. So answer the questions you know first, right? Few questions in the passages they provide, like quickly, as soon as you glance through or you just take a photo of the paragraph, you will be able to know, yes, quickly the answers you will be able to. So tick that one first in the question paper and start with that. Be confident. Whichever you feel are the more easier one, that answers you attempt first, and then you go for the difficult one. But try to solve it in a sequence. Okay, so it becomes easy for the your evaluation also, when you will complete the paper, A, B, C, D, whatever is the sequence of this question. So that should be together in a proper way. Section B, writing skill and grammar. Okay, in this now you will have to writing a letter and analytical paragraph. These two you have. Writing a letter is a challenging task. It needs creativity, good vocabulary, good knowledge of the subject, and skill to organize ideas. As I told you earlier also, analytical paragraph also and letter writing also. You say, Ma'am, I've written whole page but I don't get the marks. Why? So the lack of creativity, vocabulary is the one, right? That's the matter. So letter comes for 5 marks. There are 4 types of letters. Earlier also I told you. Letter to the editor, inquiry letter, order letter, complaint letter. So it should be in detail. The letter should be written. It's very, very essential. You need to write down the letter in 3 paragraphs. Para 1 should introduce the why are you writing the letter? What is the reason that you are writing the letter? I have told you, make your as you say now, like format. You should be able to make your format. One format you should make. Yes, if inquiry letter comes, I'll write down in this way. I am the regular customer of your shop, and this is my order inquiry or statement. I just want to inquire for the refrigerator and all. So and you should make your own format, and you should be ready with, always you should be able to ready with. Then second paragraph, if you are starting with, there you should discuss the problem, reasons and consequences what are there in the letter or question. Paragraph 3 should have some solutions or suggestions for that. If it is inquiry and all, so you can ask for the questions, what exactly your inquiry is, what your questions are, that you can include in that. Use formal language. Formal letters we are writing, so it's compulsory to use formal language. Okay, use a table whenever required. Now whenever you are writing order letter, complaint letter, order letter, so compulsorily it requires table. Always remember, if you're ordering something, you need to mention it in the table format only. How many books you require, what are the materials that you require, 1, 2, 3, and what exactly your, if you have some special requirements, quantity, price, suppose books are there, so publications you have, or types of books are there, novels are there, fictions are there, whatever the column, that should be mentioned in the table format. Okay, how many are there, quantity kya hai, whatever it is, it should be mentioned in the table format. There, when you open the letter, it should be nicely opened. Opening sentences and concluding sentences also you learn. Suppose the letter you are writing to the editor. Suppose you are complaining about the social problem, garbage problem to the local newspaper. Suppose we are writing the letter to the Times of India. Okay, suppose national newspaper we are writing it. So to the esteemed newspaper columns, I just want to focus your attention on this problem. Make your format. Okay, that there is a garbage problem in our society, and if you will write down the column, or if you will write down the article in your newspaper, many people will be aware of it. So please understand my concern and take a note of my issue. Then in second paragraph you inform it, and concluding sentences also. Yes, what may be the solutions for it? If the dumping carriages have been kept in the areas, nearby areas, at some distances, or whatever is the solution which comes in your mind, that should be mentioned, and you should include that one in the concluding sentences. So opening sentences, concluding sentences are very, very essential in letter writing, all types of letters. Next we move towards the analytical paragraph writing, which is based on given data, chart, clues, information, etc., which also comes for 5 marks. Divide the composition into 3 paragraphs. It should be in 3 paragraphs. Para 1 should be introduction. Para 2, analysis and interpretation of the given information, and para 3 should be the conclusion. While identifying the key features, remember that both highest and lowest categories are important, as well as the significant differences between them. So suppose it's a graph chart. So which is the lowest one? Which is the highest one? Which is the average one? That should be mentioned, and you should be clearly mentioning in the paragraph. And you should not exceed more than 120 words. If it is said 120 words, you can go till 130, but not more than that. Clear? Try to conclude that one in 120 to 130 words. Actually, they tell you 100 to 120 words only, but 5-10 words here and there, it's okay. No one counts your words, but not to exceed 150, 200, 250 words. No, no, no. Okay, that will consume your time also and your ideas also. Clear? Then use formal language. Keep sentences short and crispy. How to keep the sentences cross? Use slogans, proverbs. Okay, that type of sentences you can use to make your analytical paragraph more attractive. To the point, and do not use contractions, short forms, that type of things should not be used, and you should be to the point. Whatever you are telling, that should be to the point. Use passive voice wherever possible, because passive voice sentences, they create or they emphasize or they make your writing more impressive. It's not an easy task to write in the passive format. So if you write down that one, so that will definitely make an impact on the reader. Be precise, in short. Okay, don't be so lengthy. Slowly you should be writing that one, and very slowly, nicely you should be writing that one. It's mandatorily provide you observations about given data. Whatever is told in the data, chart, graph, that much only you should be writing. Avoid your personal views and observation. What you personally feel, that should be avoided in analytical paragraph. So last is section C, literature section. As I told you earlier also, question A and B based on your prose. 5 marks, 1 mark each. Objectives, MCQs will be there. For this, you need to read the extracts. Text reading is very, very essential. If you want to grab this 40 marks, you must read the text. Textbook reading is very, very essential. From today also, if you start reading one lesson a day, it's going to helpful. Short answer type questions. Read the chapters and remember the incidences and events to prove the concept and conceptual questions, which will be for 3 marks. 4 questions you will have to answer. Understand the poets and authors' perception for the particular theme. Exactly, if you want to relate with it. So 6 marks questions are there, 3 marks questions are there. You need to mention the poet and the author, which makes your answer effective. Stick to the word limit and avoid beating the bush. It means instead of whatever is been asked, jitna pucha hai utna hi answer do. Okay, these questions you need to write down in 40 to 50 words, right? So whatever is been asked in the question, that should be attempted. जो पूछा है उसका आंसर जाना बहुत जरूरी है. If it has been asked why Lencho compared that one, so write down that one only because he wanted to have a good harvest, right? And he wanted to earn money from that, so he compared the raindrops with the coins, okay, that were about to give him money and all. So that should be metaphor why he has been used. So that should be mentioned, not to write down the whole story, need not. As much has been asked, that much should be written. Okay. Then question number 9 and 10. While writing answers, you must cite 4 instances from the text. Now you say, ma'am, 6 marks ka answer I have written bigger one, but why didn't I get marks? Events. Cite what happened in that story. Okay, they ask you in that manner only. So 4 instances, 4 events, 4 proofs. Yes, if it is asked. Okay, what comes in my mind first now? Valli, if it has been asked, the life experience that she has. So her experience, her journey. So how could you say that Valli is a mature child? How could you say? So there you should be giving 4 instances from the story. That she planned that she control her temptations. She done her bus journey on her own alone. And fourth one is when the conductor offered her juice or something to drink and have a round of the market, she denied. So the four instances, four things. Apart from these also there are many, but these four, at least four, you should be able to elaborate, write it down, so which prove that Valli is behaving or Valli behaved like a young or matured child, right? So that one you should be able to, four instances you should be able to give. One more time I'll tell you that you must read the lessons thoroughly. All the lessons from the textbook is very must important that you should read the lessons daily and thoroughly. Between the lines also there are many meanings that you should be able to know. Then you must know the poets and authors, okay, because to cite that one, to make the writing more effective, you should be able to write down poets, mention them, their awards, their special achievements, you can mention in the answer. Answer must be written in paragraphs. It's a big answer, 6 marks one. So 2 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs, wherever necessary 4 paragraphs also okay. And you should underline the important points. Okay. Then remember that study regularly. It's not overnight task. Okay. Regularly you should study. Read a chapter a day. Make your mind map of the lesson. Whenever you read the lesson, what's there in the lesson, what are the instances, what are the events, how many characters are there, what is the theme of the story, what you learn from the story, what the writer wants to tell you from the story. That everything on your own, what is your interpretation, not mine. Whatever my interpretation I tell you, but what is your interpretation you should be able to write down. So you should be able to doing that one once you do and read it again and again, so that will be very fixed. You will be able to remember that way during examination. Okay, so start preparing your mind map for the each lesson. For letters, you must arrange the required data in table format. Again and again I am telling, whichever letters they require a table format, you should write down in the table format only. Be precise. Don't be lengthy. Don't exceed than the word limit. Okay. Be precise. In short, do not exceed word limit. Same one. Okay. Read the full question. Again, I'm telling you, whole questions to be read. Whole question paper to be read thoroughly, fully, peaceful mind. Okay. Attempt all required question. Question number 6, 1 to attempt. Question number 7, 1 to attempt. Don't attempt 2 from question number 6 and leave question number 7. Right? Read the instructions very thoroughly and give your best. Okay? Any queries, I'm always there. You can ask me the questions anytime. Okay? Comment if you have any questions regarding this study PPT. Thank you everyone.